What is going on? No horsing around, family. Zach Boyd, Stephen Burton, back at it again with your very first instant reaction. Colts do lose to the Bills today in a preseason game where we had some ups and downs. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about all of those different things as we go along on this instant reaction. Stephen, just your initial thoughts just on the overall game, and then we'll get into what we like and what we didn't like.
Hey, man, all I know
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Football is back, baby. Football is back. Might be preseason, but for me, like me and you were talking throughout the game, just the overall excitement to see a lot of players. I mean, we'd be lying if we didn't say that it was predominantly to see Anthony Richardson and see how he's going to look, especially knowing we have seen other rookies who had debuted already. C.J. Stroud didn't look good. You know, Will Levis didn't look great in his debut today too. So kind of seeing where he was sitting, seeing what does this new era of Colts football look like? Man, I was pumped. Yeah. I don't think I've been this excited for a preseason game in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of go over a couple things. You know, of course, Anthony Richardson, 7-12, 62 yards, did have the interception. I don't know if anybody had a chance to see the access to the interview Isaiah McKenzie had on the sideline. He took full credit and full responsibility for that interception. Just a little bit of a miscommunication. And, guys, that's going to be the way it goes all season long. You got a rookie quarterback. There's just going to be some misreads. You could very well tell early on in the game, Stephen, that they had him sped up a little bit because they were just playing it. The Buffalo Bills were not in preseason mode game one. I mean, they were downhill. They were just playing the run heavy, and they were daring him basically to use his arm. And he got a little bit sped up early on in that first possession. I liked how he settled down, though, honestly. He settled down nicely. And for whatever reason, Alec Pierce on that drive that we missed a field goal, he drops a touchdown.
I mean, what a beautiful ball.
His best throw of the day. I mean, it was by far his best. And that's what, people say, well, what do you see in Anthony Richardson? Why did you draft him with the fourth pick? It's passes like that. Now, of course, there's some inconsistent passes. He was really high on his balls today. And that's just going to come with timing, being comfortable. Of course, he didn't have Braden Smith out there blocking, so you did have a rookie out there for his very first snap in the NFL. But all in all, I walked away being pretty impressed with the way he was able to settle down, command that team. And then Matt Gay with just a very unlikely, an odd missed field goal from 27 yards, or he would have been able to put points on the board with his final drive. So all in all, Richardson gets, the thumbs up for me. I don't know if you get 2 thumbs up, but he definitely gets a thumbs up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I give him a thumbs up. If you're talking, if the second thumbs up is mine, I'm giving a thumbs up. I thought I was impressed with his progress through each drive. He got better, and the game seemed, I'm not going to say slow down because I don't know how much it slows down as a rookie, but it got to where he was more and more comfortable, I feel like, with each drive that passed. I'd have loved to seen him a little more, just a little bit more. I mean, as many reps as you can get him without putting him in danger. But I think it's, like you said, miscommunication with McKenzie that causes the pick, right? Like, that's going to go on his stat sheet, but it's there. The drop ball by Alec Pierce, I mean, it was a beautiful pass. I mean, you couldn't put it anywhere else. He put it to where if Pierce didn't catch it, it was going to be an incomplete. It was beautiful. Yep. And even then, they Venturi said it on the broadcast too, that there was some RPO there where during the regular season, he's definitely pulling it. He's pulling it and he's running. But you're not doing that in the preseason. You're not going to. And then, we had a holding call that wiped out, like a 15-yard run on him. You saw his mobility. You saw that. I like what I saw from him. I thought he looked really good in his debut. I think it's a lot to build on for Steichen.
Nice foundation. Also, I did think the running game was pretty good all in all today. I thought we had a pretty solid day on the ground. Nothing just outwardly spectacular, but that being said, we did get pushed with that initial, the first string unit, and actually got a little bit of a push with the second string. As it went along, though, it's very evident to me, Stephen, that they're going to have to go out and maybe look at retooling, maybe bringing in a veteran guy. You want to have a little more depth there because it looked a little bleak when it comes right down to that part. And additionally, the cornerbacks were one of the weak spots for me. I know we had the pick six. Ball basically fell in Darius Rush's hands. Good for him for making the play. But that being said, there wasn't a lot to love. I know Darrell Baker Jr. had one nice pass breakup. Other than that, wasn't a great day for the secondary. Henry Black Great special teams hit, great hit to cause the fumble as well. And I thought Josh Downs, there were some real encouraging things from Josh Downs today. I thought really you can see what they saw and when they drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised at some point in this season, he and McKenzie kind of flip-flop. I know McKenzie's the starter right now. He's got more experience. But I just think from a talent level, I just think Josh Downs is probably going to be an all-in-all better wide receiver when it's all said and done.
Well, and he seems to have, we've talked about it a lot. He seems to have a really good rapport and relationship already with Richardson. I agree. I think the issues are there and you can see them. A good takeaway from me, like just kind of reaction watching, last year we saw our team get pushed around kind of in joint practices. And then in the first preseason game, you really saw the O-line struggle big time. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. I didn't see that. Now, I'm not saying I saw them back to 3 All-Pros on the O-line like they were several years ago, but they damn sure weren't what they were last year, what it looked like. So, I mean, I come away with like a thumbs up to that because I didn't see this big glaring gaping issue. The corners are a big thing. Like I think you need depth is what I'm looking at. And then as far as you say with Downs too, like I like Downs. I think, we've talked a lot on this show how much we like Downs. I think that's going to be a big thing. And I do think what we talked about last week, you could see it today too. Alec Pierce is going to have a big year. He's got to hold on to the ball, but he's going to have a big year because he's going to be the big play guy.
And what I want to see kind of before we hop off here, what I want to see is I want to see how Anthony Richardson stacks this performance and kind of ties it into the next game against Chicago next Saturday, as we'll play 7 Eastern time. I believe next Saturday here in Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson gets to play in front of his home crowd in a dome, a little bit more controlled climate. I know it was very windy for his very first time being on an NFL field. I want to see how he responds to that. I'm interested to see who takes the ones next week. I think Shane Steichen will probably go back and forth. Ultimately, I think it needs to be Anthony Richardson. I think he deserves to get the ones and just go out there and let him play, man. I mean, when it comes right down to it. But that being said, guys, like, rate, review, share, subscribe. Join this No Horsing Around family as we get this season going. We're just so excited to share all this instant reactions with you, and as well as just having an opportunity to connect with you. Every interaction means the world to Steven and I. So if you would, hit us up with a comment. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like. Who would you go out there? What position group was your favorite for the day? And until next time, Steven, as always, man, send us out like you always do.
Hey, preseason week 1's here. Football is back.
Yes, sir.
That's all that matters. Even she was a little sad. That's why she poked in here. You saw the face. Even though preseason's lost. In the end, you guys, we'll be back next time. I love you. I know Zach loves you. She might love you too. AR loves you. Everybody seems to love you guys. We're out.